Good afternoon. Thank you again for taking the time to meet with me today. I know that your team has a lot going on, especially with product launches and campaigns, so I really appreciate this opportunity. But before we get started, how are things going at Glossier?
Um, Things have been good. We've been growing steadily, but we have growth come with new challenges.
That makes sense. Growth is very exciting, but it's definitely brings new pressures. My goal today is not to jump straight into talking about Sephora, but really understand currently what you're currently reaching with customers and scaling of your brand. Then we can see if that makes sense for us to work together. Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Great. Can you just tell me a little bit about how Glossier currently drives product discovery and customer acquisition?
We're mostly direct to consumer. We rely heavily on social media influencer marketing and on our websites.
And how large is your current customer base and how quickly are you looking to scale that?
We're growing, but we want to reach a broader audience without losing our core identity.
Okay. What challenges are you running into trying to grow that model?
I'll say customer acquisition costs are increasing. It's harder to reach our new audience consistently.
And how does that impact your marketing team?
It puts pressure on us constantly to create new content and spend more on ads.
If those costs continue to rise, what impact do you think that will have on your long-term growth?
It'll make us scaling more expensive and less efficient.
Okay. And if customers don't get to experience your products in person, how does that affect in conversation in conversions?
It could definitely limit them. People like to try before they buy.
If you had a way to reach new customers at scale while also allowing them to physically experience your products, how would that impact your growth?
That would be huge for us to be able to do that.
And could that, without significantly increasing marketing spend, would that be valuable?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, based on what you shared, it sounds like your biggest priorities are expanding reach, lowering acquisition costs, and improving product discovery while maintaining your brand identity. Is that accurate?
Yeah, everything that you said was pretty accurate after we just talked.
Great. I appreciate you walking me through that. Based on what you shared, I think partnership with Sephora directly addresses those challenges. First, Sephora gives you access to millions of highly engaged beauty consumers, both in store and online. For Glossier, that means expanding your reach without relying solely on paid social and digital ads. Second, our retail stores allow customers to physically see, test, experience your products. You mentioned the lack of physical interaction, which limit conversion, so this directly solves that. Third would be Sephora's Beauty Insider loyalty program, which connects you with repeat high value customers. So instead of acquiring customers, you're building long-term relationships. And finally, we work closely with brands to maintain their identity through customized displays, merchandising, and storytelling. So you're scaling your brand, but keeping the Glossier experience. And from a financial perspective, this also helps balance rising acquisition costs. Instead of continuously increasing ad spend, you're leveraging Sephora's existing traffic and customer base. But based on what I've described so far, what stands out to you the most?
I'll say the reach and in-store experience stands out the most.
That makes a lot of sense. It sounds like expanding visibility, improving conversion is a big priority for you. But in a quickly enclosed to make sure I have everything, you're looking to grow your customer base, reduce reliance on rising digital acquisition costs, give customers more opportunity to experience your products in person while also maintaining your brand identity. Based on that, partnership with Sephora allows you to expand reach, improve your conversion through in-store experience, and scale in the most cost-efficient way. With that being said, and keeping those benefits in mind, I'd recommend starting a 3-month pilot with select Sephora locations supported by co-brand digital campaign. Would you be open to moving forward with that within the next 30 days?
I don't know. I will have to get back to you on that one.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Who else would typically be involved in like a decision like this?
Our leadership team, I definitely think it could work for us, but I just need to review it like internally.
Got you. The next steps would definitely be putting together a detailed pilot proposal, for those locations, expected reach and projected impact. But were you looking to discuss further or wanting to just go over getting a follow up for next week?
I would definitely would be open to discuss further, but both work for doing the follow-up. I definitely think that was a great match for something that we're looking for. I just have to, review everything internally with the team before I make any purchase decisions.
Gotcha.
And one concern that we were having maintaining our brand identity is a retail environment that we can kind of go over right now.
That's really important concern, and honestly, it's one we hear all the time from strong DTC brands. When you think about brand identity, are you more concerned about how your products are displayed or how your brand is communicated in store?
More about like how our brand is kind of communicated and
Got
like our
you.
performance.
Yes, that makes sense. We closely work closely with brands to customize their in-store presence from displays to messaging so it still feels like your brand. So instead of losing your identity, you're extending it to a new retail like environment. If we can maintain your brand experience while expanding your reach, would that address your concern?
Yes, it will address our concerns for both of the things that you just identified.
Gotcha.
But we're also cautious about entering retail too quickly, just to be, this is very, ha like very hazardous to trying to rush into.
Yes, completely understand that you want to grow strategically. Is your concern more about the investment or whether retail will actually perform with your brand?
Like I would say, like I've been reiterating, it's really more about our performance and like the numbers that we're hitting right now.
That's exactly why we want to recommend starting with a pilot. It allows you to test that performance, gather data, and evaluate results before fully committing. If you can test this in a low risk way, does that make you more comfortable?
Definitely. I'll be able to test it in low risk way. We'll definitely be down for that.
Okay. So based on everything we discussed, it sounds like this aligns really well with your goals. The next step would be moving forward with the pilot so you can just start seeing those rapid results. Are you ready to move forward?
Yes, I'm definitely ready to move forward and talk with the internal team about it.
Perfect. I'll go ahead and start coordinating everything. Would early next month work best for a launch?
Yes,
Okay, I will definitely send over that full rollout plan and next steps. Thank you so much for meeting with me today.
of course. Have a great rest of your day.